So let's move on to some cumulative scores for our over-under game. Inside the numbers, winners, well, and losers.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Combined yardage. Yep.
Woo!
We thought that our over-under total for Nebraska's yardage and our opponents was going to be 848. The actual total was 813.6 over the course of 12 games, and Scott was guessed 817.5.
That 0.5 came in clutch too.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. And Justin, God all fucking mighty, Justin finished in second. How the fuck is that possible, Mr. Frost-hating pessimist? But you finished second.
I'd like to tell you how I did it, but I just don't want to right now.
Yeah, I know you don't. I know you don't. Derrick was third. I was fourth. Tyler, the guy that won 6 freaking categories, finished
That's
fifth.
because Tyler thought we were going to be
hell?
a top 20 defense. I mean, that's why his numbers are all screwed up, because he's like, oh, yeah, we're a top 20.
I know. I get it.
Well, not based off this. Based off this, I thought I was the most pessimistic. I thought this was like
you were.
Yeah, we won't. I was
That's
the most.
Why you're in fifth.
And I was the only. Wow. Well, I now understand how I didn't win this because of this category, which I think I did some bad math. I think that's where I went wrong on this, because I don't know how I was right on all the other categories, and this one I just dropped a giant deuce.
So, combined touchdown rankings. We thought that between Nebraska and their opponents, they would score a total of 87 touchdowns. But the actual was 71. And Tyler and Derrick both tied because they thought we would score 83 along with our opponents. I actually finished in third, which makes me happy. Scott was fourth with 85, and Justin was fifth with 93 because he thought our opponents would score a lot more than they did. So, sorry, Justin. You still suck.
Yeah.
Total offense for Nebraska. Now, this is a category that was weird for me to add up, because I added up the rushing yards, the passing yards, the total touchdowns we scored, plus the total scoring that we did over the season per game. So the over-under total that I had come up with was 552. Nebraska actually produced 520.53, and Tyler, yet again, won because he was only 2.07 points over what Nebraska actually produced. Scott was second, Derrick was third, I was fourth, and Justin was fifth because he just hates Nebraska.
Jeez, you just gotta keep grinding that in there, rubbing dirt in the wound.
That's fair. He's listened to our podcast. He's listening to our podcast, and he knows where Justin's at right now.
Yep.
My God,
if only you heard after the podcast.
Oh, I know.
That's when the real hatred comes out.
What I'm realizing is I had a really good read on this team, except for the wins and losses. Like, I mean,
wait till the only one that comes up. Wait till the only stuff that really matters comes up.
Yeah. Wins and losses is what really matters, but we got to do what we got to do. Total defense for Nebraska, yards on rushing and passing, plus touchdowns given up and scoring given up. We had an over-under total of 449. Nebraska's 2021 total was 414.65. I actually won something. Damn it.
Wow.
Good job, Dad.
Yeah. Only 5.35 over what the total was. Scott was behind me. In second, I didn't change that shit because I'm not sure why. Tyler was third, Derrick was fourth, and Justin, yet again, is munching on hind titty. So
I was pessimistic on offense and defense. It's only because
you were pessimistic on everything because you want Frost gone.
Well, I mean,
let's be honest.
In my defense, I was right ultimately because we only won 3 freaking games this year. I mean,
well, I know.
My read on the team was pretty solid. You can say what you want about the numbers, but
it's pretty funny. A buddy of mine that is watching the live stream right now, who has nothing to do with fucking Husker football, just said, Dad, I'm not sure you want to win with 420.
I was gonna say something about 420.
Oh, that's pretty funny. That is really pretty funny. Thanks, Methodics. Love you, dude. Combined scoring. We thought that Nebraska and their opponents would combine for 65 points a game, or at least I did, because I'm a dumbass. Nebraska's 2021 total was we combined for 50 points, 50.59 points per game. And Tyler won this again because he guessed 55.5. I was in second place with 58. Justin and Derrick tied with 60, and Scott is bringing up the rear at 62.1. So not too bad. Not too bad at all. So here we go. Category winners. I'm going to give Tyler a $25 gift card for winning 6 categories.
Woo!
Yeah. That might pay for what? 30% of the fucking bourbon that you drink?
Well, maybe, but you won one, Ken. You should be tied for third. I distinctly remember you winning one because you went woohoo.
Yeah, I was happy. I was happy because I won one, but I didn't win. Well,
but you should be tied with Derrick and Justin or Derrick and Scott.
No.
So he's counting the categories different. The categories were the first 10, and then these.
Gotcha.
The rest
these
of
were
them
the
weren't
supplemental
categories. They were just they were just shit that I threw in there just to have something to talk about.
Just for something for him to win.
Yeah, because I have to win something. Damn it! I host this shit. I should win something. So there you go, Tyler. I'm going to send you a $25 gift card. Maybe. But the overall champion, we've got the over-under grand total. That's where I added up all the yards that Nebraska produced, all the yards that the defense gave up, along with all the scoring, touchdowns, all that kind of shit. Added it all up. The over-under I came up with was 1,001, but NU's 2021 grand total was 935.18. Of course, I finished in 5th place with 976, so I was only 40.82 points off. And Derrick finished right behind me or in front of me, however you want to put it, Derrick. Because you live in Donovan, so I know you like to finish from behind.
Jeez.
I think it's better than finishing in front.
It might be. I don't know. It might be. Third place is Justin at 917. So he was only 18 points behind. And who do you think wins? Does Tyler win? Or does Scott win?
I think you already blew that already.
Did I?
Yeah.
Who did I blow?
Y'all getting crazy.
Yeah, totally.
There
we go. Scott wins the overall by, he wins. So you're going to get a $25 gift card from me, Scott. Maybe. You're my kid. So maybe I need to get a
Christmas present right there
for raising you. properly. So,
All right. Well, thank you.
yeah, you're
Yeah,
welcome.
he did the math like 5 times, and this is
Oh my God.
This
It
is-
was a bitch. I was like, no, this isn't possible. How the hell did Scott win this?
I
But-
must have been really, really far off in one of the categories, which is
2
I
or
don't even-
3.
yeah, 2 or
It's-
3.
It's
That's fine.
You add when you do over unders, and the overs count as much as the unders. It's crazy how that stuff adds up. So, there you go, guys. Oh my God, this was fun. This was crazy. I'm in Wisconsin, trying desperately not to be too drunk, but I am. I really appreciate you guys being here tonight. I appreciate you guys hanging out, talking shit, talking Husker football. I get it. This was not the year that we expected it to be. And quite frankly, if it was the year that we expected it to be, chances are I would have won the damn over-under game, but it wasn't. So
We put up good enough numbers on offense and defense to win a shitload more than 3 games.
oh God, yeah.
I mean, if you look at the season, and if you flip all of the 1-score games, we are 11-1.
Yeah.
You just take all of our 1-score games, and that there was a Reddit post that basically flipped all of the 1-score games for every single team in the FBS and FCS. Well, now just FBS. And yeah, Nebraska goes 11-1. Iowa goes 6-6. Ohio State goes 11-1, and we're in the Big Ten championship with Ohio State. And I mean, you can't expect us to flip every single 1-score loss. But even if we flipped like 2/3 of them, we're 8-4. Statistically, yeah, we underperformed in the win-loss category, but it just doesn't reflect it in our actual overall stats. We played an outstanding season, really, but statistically speaking, aside from special teams, obviously. But yeah, it's so mind-boggling. It's like we could be 11-1 and would have just finished a Big Ten championship versus the only team that we lost by more than 1 score, which would have been Ohio State, which, I mean, I would have, given that scenario, you go to a Big Ten championship with an Ohio State team that you lost to in the regular season by 9 points, I guarantee you we win that. And that's just absolutely stupid to think about.
It's crazy. This was a weird anomaly of a season because there's no reason we don't win 7 games this year with the way that we played, especially on defense. I mean, this was a 9-3 defense, if not at worst an 8-4 defense, and they still played at that 8-4 and 9-3 level in spite of what the offense and the special teams did, which was literally piss down their backs, right?
Yeah.
What do you think, Tyler?
Well, I think you're a little hard. I think our offense was good. Our offense, I was a little bit nervous on, the offense and some of these things. I think our offense played well. I mean, obviously there was a lot of speculation on Frost getting another year. I think that the anomaly of the season, the fact that all the stats should have pulled to a better reason, it is a reason to give him another year. And it is a shot to see if he could find these little gaps and, like Scott said, I mean, if he could flip some of those games next year with a lighter schedule, there's no reason to believe that we can't turn this thing around.
Yeah. How about you, Derrick? What are your final thoughts?
It was such a horribly disappointing season.
Yep.
But really, you fix 2 things. Fix the offensive line, which is why I think that Donovan Raiola hire is so mind-boggling and
Weird,
disappointing. And it's fix special teams. You fix those 2 things, and we probably are that 9-10 win team.
Yep.
Because those are the 2 things that just destroyed this team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. How about you, Justin? What do you think? Final thoughts?
Well, next year can't be any worse, right?
Yeah.
It could be
don't
2
do
and
that.
10.
It could be 5 and 7 with some blowout losses, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. So, you know what? This has been fun, guys. Do you want to do this again next year? Over under
Does
game?
a baby
What do you
go
think?
goo?
Never that I've
Sometimes they go ga.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we'll plan to do the over under game again next year. And for those of you that are wondering how often that Generation Red is going to do a live stream, we plan to do this once a month between now and the beginning of next season. So Scott and I are going to take a break over the next few weeks, and then we're going to come up with a big round table live stream in middle of January. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you send us an email at genrpodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to follow the Husker Cuz Cast on social media or listen to their show, where can they do that, Justin?
You can find us on Twitter at Husker Cuz Cast. We're also on Facebook. Our podcast is anywhere that you get your podcast from. And please subscribe, rate, and review us. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where the magic is. When people rate and review your show, people can find it. So make sure you are subscribed to the Husker Cuz Cast. Make sure you're subscribed to the Generation Red podcast. And until we meet again right here on YouTube,